Okay, I'll give you one portal for time being. You guys can maybe you can go through it. If you want, you can find a lot of examples here. So this is my portal. It's not fully developed, but for examples, you can access it. Okay, so I'll share this main page link. So here, when you click on Spring Core, right, you will be redirect to this page. Okay, so here you can see all Spring examples, not from Spring Boot, but if you are not aware of Spring, right, you can learn Spring Core examples here, like what is core container, J2W container, and how basically we create objects during runtime. Complete Spring works on this principle only. Okay, objects will be created at runtime. Generally, how we will create it instead of new keyword. From here, you need to start your Spring learning. Then you can understand about these containers, how containers are creating objects, and how dependency injection will help us with setter, constructor, right? Lot of examples you can see here. AOP, ORM examples, JDBC, MVC. Okay. And if you all guys are aware of Spring, basic Spring framework, no need to spend time here. But if majority of you are not aware of it, definitely I'll cover all these topics. Because this is the basement for your Spring Boot and microservices. If you are not aware of Spring framework, it will be little difficult to understand Spring Boot. Still, you can understand directly Spring Boot, but you you can't enjoy what or how internally it is doing the things. What I'm thinking, right? Some people are coming with Spring knowledge, and especially they wanted to learn Spring Boot and microservices. That's where I wanted to check with everyone. If you guys want, I'll cover Spring framework. This is the content that I used to cover basically for all Spring sessions, right? Spring framework I used to cover. As part of Spring framework, I used to cover Spring core module, JDBC, ORM, AOP, and transactions, Spring security, and MVC. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to cover it actually. Even if they know also, quickly I wanted to go through each topic and give glimpse of it. I mean, what is core, what is JDBC, what topics we have, how they work. Because all examples are readily available. Just I need to tell what it is for, how it works, so that we can cover all these 58 to 60 examples maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, so that comfortably we can move to Spring Boot. So we'll get this strong foundation here, and Spring Boot microservices are, I mean, if you get thoroughly through this, they are very simple. So
Okay.
2 weeks for Spring Framework, 2 weeks for Spring Boot, and 2 or 3 weeks for microservices we can spend, so that by 45 or 50 days we can cover this complete content. You will enjoy it if you start from Spring Boot, a Spring Framework. Okay. Budgets to you guys is a basic core Java. That is mostly enough. Okay. Core Java is enough, and if you have a basic servlets knowledge, you can enjoy MVC also. But if you don't have servlets knowledge also, it is fine. I'll take one session to cover what is servlet, what is Tomcat, and all. So my expectation is here you all should have basic core Java knowledge. That is sufficient. Okay. And yeah, so basically this is what we are covering. Okay. Spring Framework, Spring Boot, microservices. Okay. And here and there are some tools I will cover here. Okay. Apart from this, Spring, like how Swagger also part of it. But yeah, some UI tools are there. I'll give you some examples on that UI tools, and how basically logging will work, uh, Log4j, and Lombok, how Lombok will work. I'll give some practical sessions on Lombok, and I'll give a few examples on Hibernate and advanced Java also. Okay, so that we will be covered everything from the session. Okay, uh, in the advanced level, after this, we'll show you some cloud deployments also, or in your virtual private machine, how you can deploy and how you can, manage your own applications. We'll give that examples to you so that you will be getting complete hands-on once you learn with it. If you want to deploy your applications, a small scale web application, something you want to develop and you want to bring it into live, uh, how to create server and how to deploy and how to link it to your front-end applications, that all will be covered. Apart from it, I'll be covering few advanced Java topics like basic servlets. What is servlet, what is JSpace, and what is Tomcat. The basic idea I'll give you. So for these topics, we can spend weekends, maybe 1 or 2 hours in between, right, while having our sessions. Advanced Java I'll give you, and Hibernate session also I'll give you. Hibernate, like how mappings work, basic mapping, how to do, and basic DB designing or normalizations, how to do that. We will be covering there. What kind of relationships we have, so that it will be easy for you to understand. Here JDBC also we can thought, right? Yeah, so that you can easily understand how JPA repository will work, or custom queries or native queries, how they are working. Easily you can understand. Okay, work basically microservice. Complete microservice is design pattern oriented only. Let me give you the portal, direct portal, so that you can guys able to see. Microservices org, microservices dot org, I believe, for especially microservices. Okay, maybe not this one. Microservices org. Yeah, I think it is IO. Yeah, here you can see all the experts, industry experts, continuously they are writing, their experiences, how it is changing. We will follow this. Okay, we'll be covering complete microservices by following these patterns. See, continuous updates also they are giving. How it's a continuous practice also. Microservices, a lot of changes coming every month, y- but the basic core concepts are same, but the challenges whichever they are facing with the current architecture, what improvements they have taken, all that will be mentioning here. So all the patterns we will be covered from here. Okay, like you can see, these all are the patterns. What kind of application architectures we have? Earlier monolithic, now monolithic means the application which is having the complete code in a single code base, and we used to put that lot of weight on a single server. How problems we faced, then how we move to distributed patterns or distributed architectures, and how microservices work, and how we decompose the code if you want. uh, Generally we learned or we are aware of monolithic kind of architecture practices, but when you want to move to microservices, how to take the decisions. So that decisions you can take by using business capabilities or subdomains or service patterns. We will discuss all of these. Okay,